Good morning, everybody. Shannon and Karen here with Wandering Out Yonder. So we are on a road trip south. This is one of our first big road trips in Fran, and we have made it to Edisto Beach State Park. We are staying at the Edisto Beach Live Oak Campground. Yes. There's two different campgrounds. One is Live Oak. It's more wooded, and then there is a beach front campground in this state park, which we prefer not to stay there. Not this time of the year anyhow. It is January, late January. It's cool here. It's not cold.
It's probably close to 50.
Yeah, so to us it's like, oh gosh, it's spring. These people probably think it's winter, but anyway, we're going to take you around on a campground tour and hope you'll come along with us. There's a tiny little camp store up front. We picked up some firewood there. And I can tell you that the lady who runs this little store is just outstanding. She gave us a fantastic tour by looking at the map of the area, gave us lots of suggestions. She said there's nowhere you can go wrong with eating. Most of the little restaurants here in Edisto are locally owned, and so they go out of their way to make sure that you have a fantastic meal. So we're kind of looking forward to that. And then this is the big bathhouse. It's huge. We're going to take you in there, I think. Once you're in the campground, there's the ranger station. It's kind of a little camp store. And again, like I said earlier, the lady that ran this place was just super fantastic. Super nice lady, very informative, very thorough. Looks like there's some extra parking over here on the right. Anyhow, we're going to take you over now to take a look at the bathhouse. And you can see there's a place where they keep firewood. It was a bit expensive, I think $8.75 a bundle. Shannon, is that right? Yeah, a little bit more than what we're used to. And they have ice, and they have a little bit of stuff. There's a bigger camp store in the park somewhere. We haven't found it yet, so when we do, we'll share that. So we're walking around the perimeter of the big giant bathhouse. And this is the women's and the men's restroom. Doesn't look like there's anything there. Maybe it was something. All right, there are two entrances. You can see way out down there on the other end. So this is like a great big long hallway. There's two sinks down here. Lots of bathroom stalls, and they do heat it. There's two shower stalls here. There is a handicapped stall for the shower here. There you go. And then some more bathroom stalls here. And then two more sinks. And then, again, like I said, it's a long hallway. It takes you out on the other end of the building. Now, Shannon and I used these showers this morning, and they were great. Nice and clean, plenty of hot water, so we were real happy with that. And that's pretty much that. And you can see there is a handicap accessible ramp that gets you up here on the perimeter sidewalk of the bathhouse and the restrooms here. Anyhow, it is just lush. It is late January, and look how pretty everything is, even in late January. I would imagine in the hotter months of the year, it is bug city around here. We're gonna go check out this. This is a, they have trailheads that go off of the campground, so we're gonna check this out. Okay, so there are trails here, and they have a nice map, and you can also print this off online, which I did. And I think we might do some of these trails. I don't know yet. But anyhow, it gives you a little bit of background information on the trails. They're not real long. They're pretty easy little trails. And looks like they're very wide. Site 89. And it does have privacy. This is site 91 again. You have some privacy in between the sides. Yes. Yep, if you hear that, that's the major road that comes into Edisto Beach. So it is a bit noisy with the traffic. In site 93. That's a pretty deep site. Goes back in. And then there are inside sites as well. Someone's camping here, so I don't want to videotape them camping. Site 94. My site, again. These sites over here have quite a bit of privacy to them. 95, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yep. So that's nice. Lots of heavy vegetation in between these sites through here in the 90s. You can see. 97. 99. And this is the inner loop over to my left. Some privacy, but they're a bit more open on the inner loop than I like. I prefer to be a little bit deeper in for the privacy issue. But there you go. You can see the outer loop. People are parked in with plenty of space. Site 106 over here on my left. This is on the inner loop, and I did notice that there are some of the power, I guess, transfer station areas in some of the sites. You can see it back there. I think we have one on our site, but like that right there, we have one of those on our site. This is site 107. This is nice because it's got a little birdhouse on it. It's cute. It is right on the main road, or butts up against it, but you're right across the street from the bathhouse. So if you're the kind of person that really likes to be close to the bathhouse, then this would be a nice site to have right here. And this is the inner loop. This is site 111. Bit of a, looks like it could be a pull through. Not a lot of privacy there, but, and then this is the outer loop, and this is facing the marsh. Yep, that's a nice site, isn't it? This is site 113. Wow, look how deep in this is. It's a lot of privacy. Here we go. Yes. Alrighty, so you can see how these sites kind of go in. Inner loop, outer loop. There you go. We are at site 120, which I can highly recommend. It's a very nice site. And then across from us are two sites, 117 and 119, like a buddy sites if you were camping with somebody. Otherwise, you wouldn't get a lot of privacy. And this is our site. You can see we've got Fran hooked up. And we have a picnic table. And there's our fire ring. We haven't set up our chairs yet. We're expecting a little bit of rain this morning, so we're waiting to see if that happens. And then after that, it's going to be sunshine. And then this is what our view is in the morning. The sun sets over, or rises over to the left of us. And then we noticed last night that it sets over this way. So we'll get to see that. But yeah, you can see little sandpipers out there. Super cool. Pretty area. This is the site next to us, which we thought was a neat site. It's really big because you could pull through here, but you've got all this space back in here as well, if you look. And it sits on the marsh as well. And then there's a little path to the next site. I'm sorry, that was site 122. This is 121, inside loop. Not terrible. And these 124 and 125 are right next to each other, so not a whole lot of privacy here. Yeah, but that's a pretty big camper in there. RV. This is 123. Not a lot of privacy here because it butts right up to the site behind it. This is on the inner loop. And I believe, and this I think is a pull-through site over here. So there is tent camping. And I am guessing maybe you have to walk back in. I don't know. Anyway, here are some more of the sites. This is site 109 to my left. 110. Now these are kind of small right through here. These are on the inner loop. So I think that this is the path to the rustic camping. You can see there is a potable water source right at the beginning of the trail to get back in here. Yeah, there's a little arrow telling you which way to go. So we're going to walk back in here and take a look at these sites. But this is for tent camping, maybe backcountry type camping. Which you're really not backcountry camping, but you are back in the woods. So it's kind of cool. Okay, so this is the rustic tent camping. And next, right over here to the left, someone's camping, so I'm trying to be quiet. They're right on the marsh. You see that? The marsh is right out here. Oh my God, this tree is spectacular. So here's the trunk, and it goes up, and this is one of the limbs reaching out to the marsh area. And then inside, these limbs just are all twisted around one another. They are so, so cool. Oh my God, look at this tree. Pretty spectacular. Again, the rustic campsites. This is site 127. You have to walk back in here with your stuff. But wow, is this cool. This is super nice, big and private. And you're right on the marsh. You have a grill and a fire pit, picnic table. There's a tent pad area and lots of privacy here. This is really nice. And again, we're in the Rustic Campground. This is number 128. You have to carry your stuff back. But these are all facing the marsh, and this is just really cool. Underneath these beautiful oak trees and palmettos, and it's just so, yeah. And then you can see there's another site across over there. You can kind of walk in between the sites, but there is quite a bit of privacy and plenty of room if you're tent camping. This is a really nice rustic campground. Again, let me show you. You can walk through the woods to get to the other sites. So if you're camping with friends, so this is the rustic site that 128, I believe. The fire pit's right here. See, that would be your view. Pretty cool. Okay, so we're not going to go any further back in the rustic tent area because it's all pretty much the same like this. It's really cool sites right on the marsh area here. So
there's usually 100 feet between sites,
yeah,
and vegetation.
It's really cool. If you like tent camping, this would be an awesome place to do it. And there were people back there camping, so we didn't want to disturb them. But anyhow, really neat area. One thing I would recommend for this, if you're going to do the rustic camping here, is to bring a wagon.
It'll keep your load light.
Yeah, because it's a pretty good hike back in there. And, you know, if you're carrying a lot of stuff, it would be a lot of back and forth. So a wagon would be really helpful. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, we were just talking. This is the road to the cabin area of the campground where the cabins are. We were just saying how beautiful the canopy is here. Look at the trees and the moss. Just really pretty. So different from what we know. Alright, so we're back in the Live Oak Campground and we were wanting to check out the cabins. We started to walk back here, but it's quite a ways back. So we're going to share with you what we see. Okay, so here are some of the cabins here. I don't know what the accommodations are. You'd have to look online. Cute little houses. They're right on the marsh side. And then there's a little boardwalk. Takes you out to the marsh area right there. You could probably fish off of that, I would guess. But yeah, here's one of the houses here. There you go. Cabin EBC1. Looks like they have a little picnic table, a fire pit back there, and a grill stand. So, yep. And looks like they have little showers, like outside showers for rinsing yourself off from the sand. Alright, so that's the cabin area. Again, another one of the little cabins. Yeah, they look like little houses, but they call them cabins. Pretty big. Look like they have screened-in porches on them. I'm pretty sure they have heat and air conditioning. Especially down here. This one's got some beautiful trees out in front of it. Look at all those trees. Okay, so I think you kind of get the idea. This is a nice campground. Big sites, little sites, pull-through sites, marsh sites.
Walk-in tent sites.
Yep. Nice campground. Anyhow, thanks for coming along with us as we shared the Live Oak Campground here in Edisto Beach State Park. We'll see you guys later. Bye. Okay, so we're going to take you on a little tour of the beachfront campground here at Edisto State Park. Not a whole lot of sites, I don't think. And from what I have read, they're a little bit tighter in here. You don't have quite as much privacy as you do across the causeway in the Live Oak Campground. Alright, so this is the road around the campground, and you can see in the center are little drive-through sites. There's not a lot of privacy here.
Almost zero.
Very, very little. I'm going to swing you around to the right here and show you. Now this is a drive-through. A little bit more privacy here on the outside loop. And as we drive through, there's some vegetation in between, and then a walkway to the beach. And again, like I said, these are really small sites. This is a drive-through site, but that's pretty much all you're going to get is your van in there. And then there's a bathhouse right here in the center, it looks like, of the campground. Okay. And again, like I said, these are small sites. As you can see, not a lot of space. That's why we chose to stay in the Live Oak Campground.
The outside ones are not very level either.
No, they're not. Yeah, but you can see like the center are all drive-throughs. Pretty much. Some of them aren't. Back ends. Some of them are back ends. But you don't have a lot of privacy. I mean, you're pretty much right on top of each other. And here's another beach access path. But if you're, you know, your goal for being here is just to stay at the beach all day long, it's no big deal. You know, if you're just parking your camper to sleep in it, and your goal is to spend the whole day at the beach, then this is the campground for you. Because you can camp here and just walk to the beach every day, which is pretty convenient. Look, this is a site right here. Oh boy, it is right there. Yeah, not very big. You can see there's a few big campers in here. Not a whole lot. on whether or not to do this campground. All right, again, now this is the outside loop that is up against the marsh. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's an old, look at that old Airstream. Isn't that something? That thing is huge. Anyway, all right, so you can see the outside loop here. And these are the inside. It looks like they have some handicap accessible spots. And another bathhouse at this end of the campground. But as you can see, it gets a little bit better back here as far as some privacy or some spaces. Bigger sites. Yeah, these are bigger sites way here in the back. What site is that? Can you see a site number? No. Not sure what where the numbers are on the sites. But you can see back in there. Yeah. And then right in here. But yeah, you're pretty tight in this campground. But then again, like I said, here's the beach. You just go over those little dunes right there and you're right at the beach. So if that is your goal, then this will probably be very doable for you. Yeah. All right. So there you go. There's the beach right across those dunes. And then these guys have a front row parking. No trees, no privacy though. Alright, so up here on the right, looks like it might have some privacy to it. And this is at least some palm trees around it, so that's a little bit nicer. But yeah, you're pretty exposed out here. And like I said, if your goal is just to come out here, that's cute. Look how they have that boat up there like that. Huh. Anyhow, you're up on the marsh area on this side of the campground. And I'm sure the bugs are terrible over here in the summertime. But the other point I wanted to make is in the summer, you would have to deal with the heat because there is no shade here, I would say. Not a whole lot. But anyhow, it's pretty cool still that you would be right on the beach. So if that is your cup of tea, then this would be good for you. Okay. So you can see this is the marsh side. And these are just so tiny. You really don't have a lot of space. Somebody's got their van back in there. So there you go. That's the space that you would have. And then you've got somebody right next to you there. So I don't know that I would care to stay at this campground, but like I said, it's each to their own. Some people enjoy these types of campgrounds, especially because it's right across the street from, I mean, you're just a few stones throw from the beach here. All right, there's one. That's one I might stay at. Yeah, there's a little bit of privacy there. So all right, anyhow, we wanted to share that with you. And like I said earlier in the video, there are 2 campgrounds in this state park, and this is the beach one. So we wanted to show that to you. It's raining right now, so we thought we'd drive through and show it to you.